Welcome, Leo, to your mid-month reading for May. Okay, guys, let's get in here and see what's going on in the mid-month. This will be about the 15th through the 22nd. So let's get in here and see what's going on. Mid-month, please, for Leo. Feeling a little bit of aggression right now. Something's got you a little upset, or somebody around you is very upset. I feel like you're at this opposition when it comes to this situation. I feel like there's somebody upset around you and it's really upsetting you. So I do feel like there's a lot of upsetness. We do have the Temperance coming out. The Nine of Swords. And the Seven of Pentacles coming out as a distraction. Let's clarify. Wait, hold on. We do have the Four of Pentacles. Hold on one second, guys. The Four of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Moon in reverse. It could feel like all of a sudden you just feel like there's a lack of direction of where you're going, but it really feels like it's emotional. There's some kind of emotional upsetness when it comes to the situation, trying to balance out the harmony, trying to stay as patient as possible, trying to understand and finding the meaning through the situation. You have a lot of anxiety and a lot of worry when it comes to the situation, a place of hopelessness and despair. It feels like you're living in a nightmare. This nightmare is a distraction. It's a distraction from your work. It's a distraction from your everyday lifestyle. The Four of Pentacles to the King of Cups to the release of fear and the Horse of the Darkness. It looks like you're repressing a lot of emotions. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, but it does feel like you are repressing a lot of emotions for this. It could be for a person, trying to keep yourself as balanced as much as you can, but there is definitely this feeling of despair. Like you're trying to save as much money and be as frugal with money at this time, for this is a hardship. Although we do have the Four of Pentacles. Tell me why the Four of Pentacles is here. What is going on over here? Why is the Four of Pentacles here? Something unpredictable has just happened where you feel like somebody was in disregard for any kind of consequences. Clarify on why the Knight of Swords is in reverse. The Tower. Definitely having some kind of sudden change or some kind of tower when it comes to this situation. Trying to keep yourself at your, it's almost like you're at your wits' end within this situation. I find the King of Cups. Trying to take action. Trying to keep yourself in power and keep yourself as confident as possible. Death card. Death card on the moon. So there's some kind of loss that's going on over here. Some kind of ending, some kind of change, some kind of complete loss. Some kind of judgment call. Yeah, this could be a death of someone as well, my friends. You may have lost someone. Someone that you felt committed to. Some kind of family member, friend. Trying to keep it as passionate as possible. Trying to show the world that you're a fearless warrior. Who are you showing the world to that you're a fearless warrior, though? Because it's like, I'm trying my hardest to keep my wits about me, but I'm having a hard time. You feel like this is very bad luck, but it was something that was not in your control, and you knew it was not in your control. You can't control this type of tower. You cannot control this kind of loss. So you're soul searching within the situation, trying to find inner guidance. There's nothing you can do about this situation. Stuff happens. This was definitely universal. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. 10 major arcanas. Almost the whole reading is major arcanas. It's definitely not in your control. This is universal. There's only so many things, my friends, that are in your control. When the universe speaks, these cycles are not in your control. You can only manifest so much. It's almost like you're trying to manifest yourself into a place of action, into a place of strength. You're building, you're praying to keep your wits together, to keep yourself as poised as possible. Could be for another person. I'm hearing for a lot of you, it could be for someone else. You're trying to be strong for someone else. Yeah, trying to detach from those feelings, but yet it's so much heavy burden that it's hard to complete. It's hard to continue with your day. Like I said, it's making distractions, and on the distractions is the devil with the 10 of swords. So it's almost like, but this is so distracting. I'm having such a hard time getting out of my mind. It's like the day never ends, the nightmare doesn't go away. Taking it very hard. So I would say that if whatever this loss is, it means a whole lot to you. 3 of Swords on the 9 of Swords. But it was something that was coming in moderation. It was something that was on its way. It was meant to happen. Could be a family member, the loss of a family member, something that shook up the family, something that shattered the dreams. It broke the family up. It's hard to, it's one of those pills that's really hard to swallow. You can't tell me. It's like you wake up one day and your whole world has fallen apart. But there's nothing you can do. Self-limiting beliefs again. It's because I feel like the self-limiting beliefs is the idea of the shock from the tower, of the understanding of what just happened, what just took place. Yeah, I do feel it's within your family or someone who feels like family. Broken communication, home conflict. It's making you introverted. It makes you want to go into your hidey hole, but it's kind of crazy because, like I said, it's like when I'm not out doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm trying to be the warrior. I'm trying to be the Knight of Swords, or the Knight of Wands, excuse me, for my job, for my family, for whatever. But then when it's like it comes to me being alone, I'm in distraught. I'm going to, but no matter what, you're hermiting down is showing you're introverting yourself, going in to seek the The messages. Show me the Death card, please. Four of Swords. Yeah. Rest. Yeah. It's definitely some kind of loss, my friends. Some kind of death that's taking you back. Something that's hurting bad. Something that's making you departure. Death, departure. Thank you. But not trying to challenge anything, because I see that the challenge is in reverse. Just trying to make it through the day. So whatever this loss is, it's giving you some kind of, the competition to keep yourself out of your mind. Okay, let's look at the good stuff, though. Give me another deck of good stuff. Coming towards my beautiful Leos. I want to look at the good stuff. Death again, you guys. You might be getting some kind of inheritance out of this situation. I've got inheritance over here. There's a lot of money over here. That could be with the Four of Pentacles is also a card of inheritance. We're coming out for the good stuff in the future. I got the future here, so let's go to the future. We got the Six of Cups, which shows the future. With the Sun. With the Temperance again. So really waiting for, it's almost like waiting for your thoughts to dissolve. Getting back into a place of emotional comfort. After the accident, it says, this haphazard situation. Eight of Swords is accident, haphazard, waiting for this accident to pull through, becoming wealthy, waiting for the wealth, waiting for the friendship, waiting for your emotions to return. It says the universe says you are protected. You do have this protection. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles. So it's going to be a while before you can get your emotions back up to being stable. Looks like your job is doing very well, though. It does look like some of you might be taking a little bit of a hiatus on your work. It does look like during this place of renewal, you are taking some kind of time to recuperate, to find your blessings, to find your sun, to find your place to shine again, to find yourself. It's just going to be within some time and some healing. You do have someone around you, though, that is giving out a lot of affection and a lot of love. The accident comes the Ten of Cups, comes the wealth and the friendship. The Emperor says you're going to get back your authority. You are protected. There's going to be favorable risks in love to you after this hardship. Your work is doing very well. It looks like money-wise, you're doing very well. You're just waiting for the wheel to come back into your favor. Right now, it's like sideways. It's saying, it's like because the wheel just turned one way. You're just getting out of the Ten of Swords to the Nine of Pentacles. You're going to see some kind of achievement coming. It does look like you do have this King of Spades who's around you, though, that it's going to be a very comforting delight on this journey over here. A person who wants to spend the time with you, who's giving out that comfort zone, who's giving out that You know, it could be a family member, somebody close to the family, but they definitely are bringing in some family ties or really helping out in this situation, really bringing in some compassion, really bringing in some compassion, really being disciplined, helpful when it comes to this situation. Wow. There's a lot of compassion when it comes to this King of Spades. They're really stepping up and taking some very disciplined action for you. You know, being very head over heart in their own ways. And I think that's very good, though, because you don't need to be just surrounded by people who are all full of sorrow. No, they're coming in as true unconditional love with the lovers, with the Five of Cups. Five of Cups again, though, that's also inheritance. Really nurturing you as the Queen of Pentacles, or nurturing you and a Queen of Pentacles. You know, it's kind of funny. It feels like they're nurturing you and a Queen of Pentacles. It feels like there's two people here. They're nurturing you and someone else. It could be your mom. The Queen of Pentacles has always come up as a mom. So it could be your mother, or this, whoever this, it could be a woman, it could be a man, it could be anybody. Yeah, they're coming in with peace. Hmm. As the king, yeah, they're coming in as this Knight of Pentacles, but they're also becoming this, like, standing up, being very passionate, very, you know, let's get this done. Also coming in as the King of Clubs, but I also feel like that's your energy. Though, Leo, I feel like you're going to end up the King of Clubs over here, the King of Wands, taking that power back after you're done, you know, healing from this situation, after you get out of your hermit mode and finding the answers, picking yourself back up, then finding the Two of Cups, finding yourself back into a healthy connection after this sudden event, it says, and then finding that passion within yourself. But I feel like the King of Hearts here, that is also that King of Swords. Yeah, having the Nine of Pentacles. I mean, you know, feeling like you're whole again, and then getting back to the Ace of Pentacles after this peacekeeper comes in, who's also, so I feel like the King of Swords is the King of Cups, but they're also coming in as the Page of Pentacles, because he's trying to keep the peace within the situation. He's, you know, he or she, could be a he, it doesn't have to be. They, right, that person, is really coming in, yeah, after this Tower, to really help. I feel like this is a friend of the family, or a friend. I don't feel like it's, I feel like, it's a friend. I don't feel like it's a family member. I feel like it's kind of an outside source looking inside. Now, it could be a very good friend, but I don't feel it's like blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel it's like your cousin or anything like that. And it could be more than one person, right? Could be more than one person coming in. But for the majority, I feel like they're taking on those three energies, as they're really the stabilized person who's taking on that role of helping you guys out, right? Helping you out, helping whoever else this is out. It just feels like they're really, taking on that role of coming in as almost like an earth angel when it comes to this situation. So this says commit to happiness. Okay, so just remember that cycles are cycles and things do happen. You're right. Just make sure that you are replenishing and making sure that you are getting the rest that you need, for this understanding. Life comes in, and it's not easy. And they just want to make sure that you understand compassion to yourself and having compassion, right? So that way you can rejuvenate throughout this situation, really, having that control, and don't let anyone trigger you at this time. Oh my gosh. Keep away from people who are not, if they're not going to be helpful and they're not going to be loving and compassionate towards this time of your life, you stay away from people who are not positive, people who cannot help you stay poised, you do not need this, okay? You don't need anyone's, anything. You don't need any of that. There's no reason for it, okay? Make sure that you're having, the greatest communication that you can from a place of sensitivity. People want to be nasty with you, ignore them, right? I really don't see that so much. More than anything, I feel like this is more like in your mind. It's your own card, Leo. So I do feel it's more of a conflict within yourself, okay, than it really is around anybody around you. I really don't see anybody around you causing any kind of conflict. It's just kind of a warning. Stay away from people who trigger you. There's no reason for that. Okay, so that way you can build your inner strength back. My condolences to each and every one of you. And until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.